Hello everyone, this is Neha Sharma and today in this video we are going to learn clause and phrase. Dear students, this is not new topic for you. You know, you have read about this in the conjunctions also, but in detail today we are going to learn about the clauses and phrases. So, you can see the topic on your screen. So, dear students, the difference is given here. A clause is a group of related words that contain both a subject and verb and a predicate. Okay, so this is what clause. So what should be there? In clause, a clause is a group of related words that contain both subject and verb, or it may be subject and predicate, right? And moreover, that should have a complete meaning of that. That should be of exact thought, complete thought should be there, right? Whether phrase is a group of related words that does not include a subject or a verb or both. It may happen that subject is not there, it may happen that a verb is not given, or it may happen both the subject and verb are absent from that particular sentence, are not there in that particular sentence. So those sentences which are not having subject and verbs, that is known as phrases, and the sentences which are having subject and predicate or subject and verb, and basically which verb we are talking about? Finite verb. Okay, that should be there. So if finite verb and the subject is there, that is known as clause. Let's understand it through the definition. So here on your screen you can read, a clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb, right? Again please, a clause is a group of words containing a subject and verb. An independent clause is a simple sentence. It can stand on its own. Now please note that I have used the word independent clause here. What is this independent clause? Independent, which is not under any thing, right? So here the part of the sentence which does not need any further group of words or any part of the sentence to get its complete thought, to get the complete meaning. So that part of the sentence will be independent clause, right? Means this sentence should have subject, should have verb, and moreover it should be independent. It should be treated as main clause. It should be treated as principal clause. So this main clause and principal clause and this independent clause, right? These all these three are the same, right? So what is independent clause? First understand, that can stand on its own, right? Now with the example, with the help of some examples, we will understand that what are independent clauses. So here you can see some of the example, like she is hungry. So see, this is having subject also, verb also, and this part of the sentence is also there, and moreover this sentence is giving its complete thought, its complete meaning. So that is what this is independent clause. To get the meaning of this sentence, we do not need any other words or the help of any other words. We don't need any other phrase or clause to get the meaning of this. She is hungry, that's it. So this is giving a complete meaning, right? Now we will understand with the help of second example too, and second example says, I am feeling well today, right? So here subject is there, verb is there, and complete thought is there. I am feeling well today. There is no need of any other word or any other phrase or any other sentence to get the complete meaning here. So what we have learned? We have learned about independent clause, right? So independent clause always is a simple sentence. And what is simple sentence? Which is having a subject and one finite verb, or in other words, which is having a subject or a predicate. Clear? So here we have learned with the clauses, we have learnt about simple sentences also, we have learnt about independent or main clause or principal clause also. Clear? Now please move on to the next slide and see what is given here. That's a definition of phrase given to you. So phrase is a group of words without a subject verb component, used as a single part of speech. What is it? As we have done that clause is a part of sentence which is having a subject, which is having a verb also, right? But here a phrase is a group of words without a subject verb component, means that is not having subject, that is not having verb. Though there is a group of words, that may be the group of words that is but that is not having subject and that is not having the verb. So if both the things, subject and verbs, are missing, so that is not having the complete meaning, right? So that part of the sentence is used as phrase, is known as phrase. Suppose I am saying in the corner. So in the corner, what is there and what is doing there? So that both the things are missing here. So that is what? That means the sentence is not complete, that is not giving the complete meaning. So that's why this is named as phrase. For example, best friends, best friend. This phrase acts as a noun, right? But best friend is doing what? Best friend, what does best friend want from you? That is not given here in the sentence. Needing help. This phrase acts as an adjective, right? See adjective ended verb with the blue shirt. Now with the blue shirt, this is working as what? As a prepositional phrase, act as an adjective also. Clear? So for 20 days, this part of sentence is also not having the complete meaning. So in other words, we can say that whatever the underlined words here or the underlined group of words here, like best friends, needing help, with the blue shirt, or for 20 days, so these are the words, these are the group of the words which are not giving the complete meaning, right? Which are not the complete thoughts. And moreover, in addition to that, we have not subjects and verbs in those parts of sentences or in this group of sentences. So that's why that is known as a phrase. So let's understand the meaning more clearly. Here in the first column you can see clause, and in the second column you can see phrase. So a group of words that contain a subject and a verb. I have told you earlier too, it is quite simple, and in simple language you can just define this, that clause is a group of words that does have a subject and a verb. But a group of words without a subject and a verb, that is known as phrase. And this clause is an independent clause, makes sense on its own as a sentence. So here what we are talking about, independent clause and dependent clause. Clause may be of two categories, no, dependent or independent. So makes sense. What we are talking about independent clause, see, this is not necessary that clause may be independent always, it may be dependent also. So in the last slide also we have discussed about independent clause. So here makes sense on its own as a sentence. For example, I went to school. So I went to school is giving complete sentence, right? And this part of the sentence is not depend on the other part of the sentence to get the meaning. So that's why this is working as independent clause, and independent clause is also known as main clause. It is also known as principal clause, right? Now we have to learn about the second part of the clause, that is what? That is dependent clause. See, here it is written dependent clause. So dependent is what? Which is not which does not make the sense on its own, because it is just opposite to independent. Independent is that which is having its complete meaning. But this dependent clause does not make the sense of its own, on its own. It requires some help to get its meaning, right? For example, although I was not feeling well, I went to school. Now see, first sentence I have taken here, this first one. This first sentence, I went to school, I have placed here also. I went to school. So this part of the sentence we have understood that this is a complete this is a complete thought in a way. And the second part of the sentence which is used here, although I was not feeling well. Although I was not feeling well. So this is What is the meaning of this? This is not giving any thought, this is not giving any complete sense. If we want to get the complete sentence of this part of the sentence, this one, so we require this I went to school, right? So what we understood here, that dependent clause is that one which require the help of the independent clause to get its meaning, right? And one more thing I want to tell you here, that you must notice here although. This although is what? It's a conjunction. And which kind of conjunction this is? This is subordinate conjunction, right? So this part of the sentence, I was not feeling well, this is subordinate clause. This dependent clause works as the subordinate clause in the sentence. And the second part of the sentence, which is after comma here, that works as main clause, I went to school, because this part is having its own meaning. I hope this is clear to you. Now, next is what? Next is phrases. So, group of words without a subject verb component, and this is having two parts. This is divided further into three parts. Number one is noun phrase, number two is verb phrase, or this may be named as, but basically it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we have to study only first, second and third. Okay, in our syllabus only this much is there, but I will tell you about that. This phrase can be divided into first 5 parts, the basis of noun phrase, verb phrase, because adjective phrase, adverb phrase and prepositional phrase, right? So what is the meaning of that? We will understand that also. You can see in the first noun phrase it is written best friend, right? So this best friend is working as a noun here, right? So this is what? Best friend, it's a group of 2 words, right? But this is not having a complete meaning, this is not having a subject, this is not having a verb, right? So this is working as a phrase, and this best friend can be categorized as best friend. We can start this as subject also, means it's a kind of noun. No, it is something about the thing, the noun we are talking about. Second is verb phrase, because this part of the sentence is having verb. So this is what? Verb phrase. Adjective phrase, very pretty, very tall, very sweet, very innocent. So this is what? Which is telling about the adjective. So that part of the sentence is adjective phrase. Next one is adverb phrase. What is adverb? Adverb is a word which tells us, which modifies the verb. It adds the meaning to the verb, like where the verb is happening, when it is happening, what is the quantity of this, what is the frequency of this, what is the degree of that. So this is what? Really slowly. So this is what? Adverb phrase. Prepositional phrase, in the bin. It is telling us something about the place of something. So this is working in the bin. In is here as a preposition, and in the bin is known as prepositional phrase, right? So dear students, this much is enough for today. In the next video we will learn about clauses and phrases, but before that I want you to have a quick revision of that. And what is that? That is what we have read in this video, that clause is a group of word that contains a subject and a verb, and phrase is a group of word that does not have this without means subject and verb component, that is right. And this is divided, this clause is divided into 2 parts, independent clause, and this is divided into basically 5 parts, but we have to study noun, adjective and adverb phrase. So please note it down, make the notes of this, write in your notebook and learn for your examination. Thank you very much for today. In our next video we will meet with the next content. We have to learn this clauses and phrases in detail. Thank you.